ハイナウジャパンはアウトリガーホテルズ&リゾーツハワイ州観光局の提供でお送りします。アロハ、Welcome to ハイナウジャパン。皆さんこんにちは。番組ホストの松本裕太です。私たちは4月に行われたメリーモナークフェスティバルのためにハワイ島ヒロへ行ってきました。今回はハワイ島ヒロでのエピソードもご紹介します。それでは今回のヘッドラインです。ヒロでハワイの日系移民の歴史が学べる貴重な博物館、ハワイジャパニーズセンター、グルメの街としても知られるハワイ島ヒロ、ノリズ催眠&スナックスは要チェック。世界中のどこからでもハワイ産の素晴らしいアイテムが購入できるおすすめのウェブサイトのご紹介、アウトリガーホテルズ&リゾーツのさまざまな施設も手掛ける才能あふれるアーティスト、最後はハワイの伝統、音楽とフラのメイデーコンサート。以上が今回のヘッドライン。それではまずご紹介するのはハワイ島ヒロにある博物館です。歴史を見ても深いつながりのあるハワイと日本。ヒロにあるハワイジャパニーズセンターはハワイと日本のこれまでの歴史、かつてハワイに新しく移り住んだ人々の生活や文化を学べる非常に貴重な場所です。
Hawaii Japanese Center was created by local community to preserve and to share the stories of Japanese American immigrants in a multicultural Hawaii setting. So that is everything from immigration to the plantation experience and all the way to the present. What we have now is a permanent exhibit called Seeds of Local.And what it does is it showcases many of the artifacts and photographs that have been donated to the center by people in the community. So it tells the story of immigration from first generation, second, third, fourth, and how Hawaii kind of local culture came to be.
こちらハワイジャパニーズセンターではハワイの日系移民の歴史を当時実際に使用されていたさまざまな展示品を通して学ぶことができます。
You know, we're in an interesting position here on the Big Island where we still have pockets of older homes, family-owned homes from up and down the coast, and younger generations are now having to clean out, prepare the houses for sale or for rent or renovation, and a lot of these old objects are still there.And they can't keep everything, and so they come here and they ask if they can donate it. So we accumulated quite a few things over the years, and this exhibit enables us to showcase them properly.
アーノルドさんはここを訪れたゲストにハワイの日系人や館内に並ぶ数多くの展示品についてさまざまなことを教えてくれます。
Well, this particular stove is a kerosene stove, and it was very commonly used throughout the plantations. Kerosene is actually an oil-based fuel. Another very common feature of a plantation kitchen was what they call the food safe, or Japanese seifu. And there was no, like I said, no electricity, so no refrigeration. Many people didn't even have an ice box, you know, with the block of ice. So the food was kept in a well-ventilated cabinet like this called a food safe. This kept the flies out. And some people even put tuna cans under each of the 4 feet. And with a little bit of oil or water,could prevent ants and roaches from climbing up the cabinet. So very simple, low-tech, but effective way of keeping your food from bugs.
最後にこのハワイジャパニーズセンターが持つ重要な意味について伺いました。
The Hawaii Japanese Center, I think, enables the community to come together to share their interest in the past and to talk about how it might affect the future. A lot of people say, Hilo and the Big Island is a unique culture. And when you stop to examine what that is, a lot of times you're drawn back to the past. The plantation experience here on the Big Island is especially prominent. And I think this show reflects it. And I think it reflects a universality as far as multicultural Hawaii. It's not just a Japanese experience, but it's many, many immigrants who came and worked on the plantations. So we feel that in today's culture, especially young people, this is a worthy message to perpetuate and pass on to the younger generation.
ハワイと日本の貴重な足跡が詰まったハワイジャパニーズセンター。さらに素晴らしい未来を築くため、ここで一度過去を振り返ってみるのもいいかもしれません。 Thank you Hawaii Japanese Center. I learned so much. 続いてはハワイ島ヒロで食べられるグルメのご紹介。ノリズサイミン&スナックスです。フラの祭典メリーモナークフェスティバルで街中がにぎわうハワイ島ヒロ。でもヒロに来たらグルメチェックも忘れずに。ヒロには多くの素晴らしいレストランがあります。ノリズサイミン&スナックスも人気レストランの一つ。通常はテイクアウトのみなのですが、今回は特別に店内でいただきます。ここノリズサイミンのシグネチャーアイテムワンタン麺をいただきます。わ、麺がとてもコシがあってもちもちしてますね。そしてお出汁が効いたとても美味しいスープです。続いてはこちらのアイテムをいただきます。上には半熟卵、下にはバーベキューカルビ、さらにはホタテ貝のライスが下に敷き詰められています。この湯気、本当に熱々で美味しそうですね。いただきます。こちらのライスすごく香ばしいです。そして外側がカリカリっと焦げていて食感も楽しめますね。いただきます。もうまさにジューシーとしか言い表すことができません。続いてはこちらのハンバーグステーキをいただきます。鉄板がジュージューいってまさに熱々です。いただきます。お肉がすごくジューシーです。そして上にかかっているこのグレイビーソースがとっても濃厚で本当に美味しいです。続いてはこちらのカウアイシュリンプをいただきます。うわ、エビがすっごくプリプリで新鮮です。そしてこのシーズニングがとても香ばしいです。このパンデミックをきっかけにオーナーのベスワン西島さんはテイクアウト以外に新たなビジネスモデルをスタートしました。ハワイ島で最も大きいスーパーマーケット KTA スーパーストアとパートナーシップを組んだのです。
Well, during the pandemic, right, so I knew a lot of restaurants and stuff were probably having a lot of problems because they had to close the door. And Beth is such a nice person. She always comes shop and says, "Hey, Beth, can you make me stuff that we cannot make?" And we thought about it and said, "Oh, yeah, I can make this, that, and that, and that." I said, "Wow, that's perfect because, our store is so busy. We cannot do all these great specialty foods." And that's what that Ann makes.
ベスワンさんとデレクさんは今では最高のビジネスパートナー。KTA スーパーストア内ではベスワンさんの商品を至るところで見ることができます。
We started off with only, I think we did one day, 22 items. And now we do over 1,500 a week. So it's a big deal. We love KTA.
ヒロにお越しの際はこの街のグルメノリズサイミン&スナックスは要チェック。 テイクアウトか KTA スーパーストア内でも気軽にお求めいただけますよ。ベテンズフード is the best。 さて、ハワイ産のアイテムが欲しいあなた、このウェブサイトはご存知ですか？4月に行われたメリーモナークフェスティバルのクラフトフェアに足を運べなかった方におすすめの情報をご案内します。ポップアップマケ家ではいつでもハワイで作られたさまざまなアイテムを購入できます。マケ家とはハワイ語でマーケットという意味。今回は先日ハワイでテレビ放送されたポップアップマケ家のメリーモナークフェスティバル特別番組の裏側をご紹介します。私は今ハワイニュースナウのスタジオに来ています。本日こちらでは特別番組ポップアップマケ家の収録が行われています。一体どんな番組なのか一緒に見ていきましょう。
Makeke in Hawaiian is marketplace, and so what we are offering here, what this is a marketplace where people can shop Hawaii and enjoy a taste of what we have across our islands. Well, it's authentic. It's real Hawaii. This is your vendors, your artisans throughout our islands. So what you get is really an authentic experience when shopping PapaMuke. Something made in Hawaii, something designed by Hawaii people.
ポップアップマケ家はハワイのさまざまな素晴らしい商品を紹介しており、地元ハワイでも大変好評です。
PapaMuke is like an online marketplace similar to Amazon, and it's also like a QVC television show. The show brings the products to life. It tells the story about these products, what they mean, what they represent, and connect you to the products. So sometimes words on a website and a picture don't necessarily tell you enough about these products. So what PapaMuke is, it's an Amazon-like and QVC-like initiative.
このパンデミックで多くのビジネスが困難な時期を迎えました。メリーモナークフェスティバルのクラフトフェアも同様です。そこで立ち上がったのがこのポップアップマケ家。ハワイのビジネスが回復傾向に見られる今でも非常に重要な存在となっています。
So the PapaMuke was actually born in conjunction with the Merry Monarch. When we were facing a pandemic and our state was shut down, hundreds of our local businesses didn't have a means to sell the products that they were making. And so we created the PapaMuke to give them an online life so that they could still make some money, feed their families. And it's grown since then. It's been a couple of years. Over 200,000 products have been shipped around the world. These are Hawaii-based products. So many of them have grown. They've not only found stability, but they've seen growth.
ポップアップマケ家は地元ハワイだけではなく海外からも利用可能。なんと日本からもハワイの素晴らしいアイテムを購入できます。
We love Japanese customers just as they love Hawaii. So the PapaMuke helps bring Hawaii to them and them to Hawaii. So the PapaMuke helps connect our two people and bring us together. It offers Hawaii to them on an e-commerce platform. They can order products online. We ship it around the world. Japanese customers have been a big part of PapaMuke's growth and success, and we hope we can continue those relationships and forging those ties that bring our people together.
ハワイだけでしか買えなかったアイテムも今は世界中のどこからでも購入できます。ハイナウジャパンをご覧いただいた後はぜひポップアップマケ家のホームページをご確認ください。Everything you need is in one place. That's great, isn't it? ハイナウジャパンまだまだ続きます。Welcome back to Hi Now Japan. 続いてはアウトリガーホテルズ&リゾーツをさらに魅力的に彩るアーティストのご紹介です。アウトリガーホテルズ&リゾーツのさまざまな施設には思わず目を惹かれるウォールアートが描かれているのをご存知ですか？今回はこれら ハワイの魅力を捉えた絵を描いたアーティスト、エリン・イバーラさんのご紹介です。
When you're seeing Melia for the first time, I definitely want you to be intrigued, and I want it to feel whimsical and magical. You know, the name of the hotel is the Melia. Well, what is Melia? What does it mean? How can we tell the story of who Melia is? The sea goddess Melia. And a lot of Hawaiian culture and a lot of the Hawaiian legends and stuff embody the Aina, the sea, as people. I think that's maybe where that kind of came from a little bit. A bit of the message of like, don't tread on me, like I'm alive. So, and that's a message that they're always trying to tell people when they come here. It's like, watch out, don't step on the coral. It's a living thing. The reef is alive. You know, so as to literally illustrate the reef as this living lady.
数々の素晴らしいウォールアートを手掛けるエリンさん。実は独学でこれまでの絵を描いてきたそうです。
I came to Hawaii to work in restaurants and bars and just get out here in the scene. After a few years of doing that, I realized that the creative side of the restaurants is kind of what sparked my interest more. And I started finding ways to lend my handwriting skills or my art skills to different businesses I worked for. And that's kind of where I honed in on this talent I figured out that I have. I didn't really know I had.
ワイキキビーチコマー by アウトリガーの各エレベーターホールに描かれているこちらの植物の絵、実はこちらもエリンさんの作品です。
Well, a lot of the stuff around the hotel is definitely inspired by just nature in Hawaii. I mean, you can't help it. When you live here, everything's amazing. And I really wanted to take a second to look at maybe what was not so commonly looked at in Hawaiian, like flowers or scenery. You know, we see a lot of the hibiscus and the plumeria and the ginger and over, you know, and I thought, geez, if we're gonna feature some flowers on these walls, let's go for some that aren't as well known. And let's go for some that get overlooked a lot. And let's really shine a light on native Hawaiian plants, endemic plants that we should be preserving and noticing more. Ultimately came out as this like love letter to native Hawaiian flowers. And
エリンさんの描く絵は面白いアイディアでいっぱい。各フロアの植物の絵は実際その植物が生息する標高を考慮して描かれているんだとか。
Yeah, it came up in a conversation. Why don't we do them in the order in which they grow naturally? And then, of course, I was like, oh, I have a lot of research to do now. Because now we really gotta, like, if we're gonna do this, let's do it right. And so then, yeah, we just started doing tons of back research on all those flowers and sort of layering them. So the ones like the ohai on the ground floor is something you'll find growing right on the beaches. And then the mamane on the top floor grows right on the crests of the volcanoes and stuff. So.
最後にエリンさんから日本の皆さんへメッセージをいただきました。
Whole in Hawaii without the Japanese people here visiting. There's such an integral part of the culture here, and I think they bounce off each other so much. They're so symbiotic. So we can't wait. We just can't wait for everyone to come back and for things to get back to normal and for all of that energy and everything to be whole here again. And I definitely hope when you guys come back, you'll appreciate some of the new art, the things that happened, you know, while we were all kind of hunkered down. We created some beautiful things to come back and look at. So.
エリンさんのウォールアートでさらに魅力的になったアウトリガーホテルズ&リゾーツ。彼女の素晴らしい想像力と才能で次は一体どんなアートが生まれるのでしょうか。Thank you, Erin. You are so talented. さて最後は5月1日のレイデーに行われた素晴らしいコンサートをご紹介します。ハワイでは5月1日はレイデー。ハワイの人々がレイを送り合って祝う大切な日です。ハワイ中でさまざまなレイデーに関連したイベントも開かれます。中には最も美しいレイを競うコンテストも。このレイデーには音楽も欠かせません。ハワイでレイデー当日に生中継で放送される歌とフラのコンサートはメインイベントの一つ。今回はその舞台裏を少し覗いてみましょう。
I guess we can call it a holiday, but really just a celebration of where we as a culture can intersect very responsibly with the rest of the world. And to be able to share and celebrate that is really what May Day is all about. May Day is laid in Hawaii, and we do so through, of course, lei, but also with song, with hula, and off of the traditions of the Brothers Casimiro, who have done this annual concert for 30 years. We're happy to be continuing that tradition.
メイデーは世界中で祝われますが、レイデーはハワイならでは。フラの先生、クムフラであり、エンターテイナーのロバート・カジメロさんは、このコンサートを語る上で欠かすことのできない存在です。
May Day belongs to everybody, but this specific concert, that's something that Keoho inherited from Robert Casimiro. He's our kumuhula, a mentor in so many ways, and of course one of our heroes. To have him featured in this concert and to have him being so supportive of us continuing this tradition, it means so much to us.
ではここでこの素晴らしいコンサートを少しだけお楽しみください。
I seem to see the waving sugar cane, the cocoa palms are nodding in the rain. In fancy I am led back to dear old Diamond Head, and Honolulu I am coming back again. And Honolulu I am coming back again. Big finish, boy, big finish. Honolulu I am coming back again.
Yes, Komu!
Miss Aloha Hula. Haina e mai kapuana e kale hui 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 e.
One more time for the entire cast.
Haina e mai kapuana e kale hui 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 e kale hui 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 e.
From all of us to all of you, happy May Day.
That is a beautiful Hawaiian tradition. Thank you for watching Hi Now Japan. Hi Now Japan お楽しみいただけましたでしょうか。Hi Now Japan では各 SNS でもハワイの魅力を随時発信しています。ぜひご確認ください。それではまた次回 Hi Now Japan でお会いしましょう。アロハ。Hi Now Japan はハワイ州観光局アウトリガーホテルズ&リゾーツの提供でお送りしました。